Welcome to another episode on my RaspberryPi 1 using or running Raspberry Linux and controlling some electronics, and it is all about partly pulse modulation using wiring PI library for two LEDs, one here and one here, and an ADC, analog to digital converter, using the SPI communication. And for that SPI communication I have an oscilloscope using 4 probes for monitoring, and aside from that I also have this fischertechnik LDR, apart from the usual normal LDR. Well, what's normal anyway? And last time I found that some stuff was not acting normally. Let me reconnect the fischertechnik LDR like this, and I found that I actually needed all 4 signals, and that is like this: clock, data out, data in, and device select. So these pins are for the ADC. These pin numbers are on the GPIO from the Raspberry Pi. Then nothing else has changed as yet. This signal is high and comes from the Raspberry Pi. The rest of the signals is low and should be working as long as this works. But there's a problem. I'm starting this, and now I have to keep this inside, see if this works anyway. The ADC has been replaced some time ago, and it still doesn't do a thing. It should give values, and it doesn't do that. The only thing that really does work are these blinking LEDs. The only thing that gives a glimmer of hope is the fact that there are spikes, but I don't want spikes. I want a bar that shows that the device is being selected and that there is data or a clock signal, and that is not happening, even not now. Is the time base alright? Well, it is at 100 nanoseconds, microseconds. I am changing that 1 millisecond. Is this better? I doubt it. The voltage is about 5. Well, the voltage per cell, top level of cell, is 5 volts. And it is still doing nothing. and this doesn't give hope. I can of course change the software, but the software wasn't changed since I built the whole circuit. So what to do? That is a very good question right now. Waiting for a miracle to happen? Not quite sure. Of course, there is a slightly different way to test if components are actually working, and one of them is the old-fashioned way of using a multimeter and putting it or connecting it to the device. So with this multimeter set to ohms to measure the resistance and 20 kilo ohms maximum, I connect the probes here, and right now let me see if I can keep this right. Is it visible? Not really, I'm afraid. So let's try to keep it this way. Right now the value is 1.4 kilo ohms. So what will it do when I cover it? Then it changes to 5 kilo ohms. 5.4 somehow. So this clearly shows that the value changes with light. And the question is, of course, the other one, is that functioning as well? Yeah, I should have put it here. So once more, probe, and yet another one. And that here clearly shows. So now the other one, which shows now uncovered 4 point something and covered goes beyond scale. So I have to put it on 200 and measure again. So now it says 50, almost 50, and I'm covering it also beyond scale. Now it is at the value of 2000. So let's measure it. Uncovered is some 300, and what about covered? Well, a lot higher. So that is no question, it works with different characteristics for both LDRs. And by the way, of course, I had no doubt that it was good, but it does show that things that it is the ADC that is not correct. I did try also the method of disconnecting the MISO and MOSI, these two. Am I correct in that? Let me check. This one and this one. So these two probes. And I seem to remember that didn't give anything either. So yeah, how to continue with correct components, but the converter chip that is doing nothing as far as I can tell. What I don't like, by the way, is that I don't even have a carry select mechanism here. That is strange, by the way. I should have at least a pulse. So is the GPIO broken? I tested it last time, I think, and it didn't give anything. So how to go on with that? Is the GPIO working at all? Because if the GPIO isn't working well, then this certainly doesn't work well. On the other hand, here I have no signals. Good point to check again. I'm going to test the GPIO once again, which implies that I have to quit this program, and then RaspberryPi pins, I think. Let me change this into LS. That's not the correct one. GPL. Pintest, that's the one. Alright. But I can't do this without disconnecting the band cable from the GPIO. So here I will get nothing anymore. So let's be careful. Right, that's one thing. Pin test. Everything is removed. Yes, I removed the band cable. Input side of things. Do I use the serial port now? No, I don't. Yeah, I am. Ah. Well, that depends. I am using the PI serial, or serial PI, whatever its name is. Via the serial PI, I am connected here. So I am not really using the serial port. On the other hand, yes, I am, because it is connected to the serial port via the GPIO. Ah. Well, I'm continuing anyway. Not here, of course. Here. Pin 16, failure. 0 pin. Is the 0PI considered to be another device? If so, I should have to remove that one. It's receive. Probably because of this then. But I'm connected, so that's one thing. Everything for the rest is normal, I think. CE0 now gives 0. CE1, it has 1. Oh, that's interesting. This is SPI, this is SPI. Now let's see which ones do I have. Yeah, MOSI, MISO, clock and CO. These are the ones that I have, that I'm using. SDA, what is SDA? That's an interesting question, because here I have SCL. This is 30, this is 28. Here on the oscilloscope I have SCL measuring, I have SDA measuring, and this is then MISO and MOSI. And these three are output from the converter. So input to the GPIO, and it will only test the input, so that is correct. And yes, then these are the only ones that I should check. So I'm still a bit puzzled. If I use here CE1 right here, should I use CE1 here as well? Could be, but on the other hand, this is this a master or a slave? Well, it did work anyway in the very beginning, quite a few episodes ago. It did work, so I shouldn't even thinking about this being wrong or right. Anyway, time for further thoughts, no matter how. A very short, well, maybe not so short, intermission about away from SPI. Here it says you will need to reboot your PI after this test if you wish to use the serial port, as it will be left in GPIO mode rather than serial mode. This is my serial monitor. It doesn't do a thing anymore. So with this warning, I will have to reboot if I want to keep using it. So that is a very fair question. which probably also answers the question, should I actually reboot the RaspberryPi prior to do this test? Well, if I don't, this is what I probably get, and then I mean this. So with this consideration, I will reboot, and which has no consequence to this camera and this camera, but only to what I show here. So I have to close this one, I have to close this one, and then oh, that's interesting. Does it shut down or does it reboot? This doesn't work anymore. Well, let's just see whatever happens. Yep, only shut down. Alright, that means that now I'm curious if this will see a shutdown or not. Because if this is really disabled, I should not see anything. I wonder. Yep, I don't see anything. Very good. Well, not very good, but lesson learned. And now you see a very different visual than usual. That is because I normally kill the original VNC connection and then start a different resolution. So this is 40, 2490 is now running, killing it. Then I say, okay, start VNC surface, but with a very different geometry, which is actually the resolution. So that is happening now. Click away this one. And then I start this one. And that you usually do not see, but this is the environment via the VNC virtual network computing that I usually use. So now I'm going to set up the rest again. So last part of this episode, everything has been set. I didn't have to reconnect to the serial port or to end the minicom session for the serial port, because when it resets that too. Everything got done. The only thing that misses is this one, because I haven't connected the band cable yet, so I'm going to do that now. And one thing you immediately see is that this becomes 1. So oh, I could have noted that down. What is CEO? What is C0 anyway? What was it? I can't check that now. I can of course rewatch the last recording, but anyway, it's now 1 again. Things are not working because the script is not working. I checked this one and I checked this one, and then I'm of course talking about the LDRs. I can do the Adafruit test, but I have no hopes that will change anything. So I guess it's really time for me to contact the supplier again to see how I can make this work, if anything. The effect on arrival is never nice, and electronics is most of the time warranty till the door, but who knows. Anyway, let me check again. Not here, here. Yeah, as expected, absolutely nothing. What I might do, by the way, is take this pot meter and replace it and put it here instead of this one. And for that I need to unplug this one, and let me plug it in here. It's connected anyway through this small jump wire. Remove this one. Yeah. And screwdriver to change settings or values. Now that is something else, because I had put in this LED, and what I noticed as well is in the previous episode that when I turned on this pot meter, this LED would start burning. Yeah, right now it does. So this is 10 kilo ohms, but the other setting is nil. So do the values change anyway? No, really. No value change on screen. Nope. So unfortunately, that's no solution either. Well, and with that I end this episode. Not sure how to go on. I will contact the supplier and see how they respond to it. For now, thank you for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment, give thumbs up. Also follow me on Twitter, retweet and like. Follow me on Instagram and like. Leave a comment if you like. Whatever. Please donate to keep videos coming to you. You can find my PayPal at the start of this video, and you can visit my website for more information. And this is going to be continued. Bye bye.